Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Kamen Geats DX Command Twin Buckle and Raising Sword. No set? Anyways, this is our traditional power-up item, winter power-up item for the main and secondary riders, as obviously the core item being the Raising Sword, but also on the side, the Command Twin Buckles. So just showing you how to transform. Obviously, as you can see from here, we have Geats Command Twin Jet, and then Command Tycoon Command Twin Cannon. So, again, just what I said accidentally. And unlike Fever, they went back into doing lazy 3D renders. And here's the QR code for the PDF file. And just basically everything that we're going to do. To the point, this is the first toy to actually show the Tycoon Core ID, because this is where this item finally got released. All because they didn't want to do a November campaign. So here we have the contents out. Here we have the two Command Twin Buckles, because I think they do have specific names, at least I'm pretty sure TV Asahi gave them names, because that's why I'm just referring to this one as the Jet side, and then this is the Cannon. Other than that, here is the Raising Sword, which is, you know, I like the design of it. It's pretty simplistic, which isn't a bad thing, because it's actually pretty nice to actually have a basic broadsword, I guess, within the series, even though it kind of is weird to have a sword within this series now. But I really do like the gray color they went with, and alongside the blue and orange. As you can see from here, the speaker cut out a slot to use it within the raised buckle holder, on off switch like so. This one's actually interesting because I forgot what this one is. And the raised buckle release button, which is definitely something, and then the button for the raised buckle trigger button. Yeah, pretty simple overall. Again, here's the holder. Now this one is kind of like the zombie breaker, where you want to slot it in like that. In this one, obviously, just because of it being a simple form, this one definitely does work pretty well within here and such. It's just that we never saw this thing being holstered, I assume. Now let's take a look at the raised buckles themselves. So again, here's the Command Twin Buckle Jet, which, you know, I like the simplicity of these buckles overall, because they are basically kind of like, you know, they're still their own thing, but they're not like as drastic. I especially love this speedometer, I guess that's what it is. And then the orange is pretty neat. It's just that, as you can tell, this one is pretty lightweight compared to the Cannon portion, just due to this one not actually having sounds. This one is 077, and the gimmick of this one is just a button press, which is really clicky. It's a really clicky button. But then, if we were to compare it with the Cannon side, it's basically the same. It's just that it's obviously more filled out due to it having electronics. And this one is just like Fever 074, despite the fact that this is clear, you still can't see it because of the orange plastic here. But QR code for Gumbarizing. I don't think it's the last thing to be used. Okay, but this one still has the button. However, you can actually push a lever out, which I feel like is kind of unfortunate that you can't do that with this. I know it's just basically it's just due to the fact that like I feel like it could have worked, but like I get that like I guess this requires more. But like I don't know, I feel like it's just weird to only have one side do this, cause like at least they both have the button pressing, but you can tell like this one's just kind of more like solid, just due to it not being just really simplistic and such. Other than that, it's basically the same base. So this one, all you can really do with it is just press the button here. Just like the fever slot, it just announces itself. Because if I do anything else, it's going to spoil it. So we're going to handle this weirdly, just because we're going to try to handle it just how the show does. So first of all, we'll use the jet side, to which we'll, again, follow the show, to which for some reason this goes on the left. So as you can see, 7 LED, and just press it. So now we are Geats raising entry form, I believe, which is basically just an upgraded entry form with a new visor. And then if we press it again, it basically just kind of functions like an armed weapon. But now we can take the raising sword and actually showcase this. So this one actually already has cell batteries installed. There's just no pull tab for it, so you just need to switch it on. And then basically what you can do with this by itself is just slash, to which you get 3 variations of the LED. So this one's, that first one was a dark blue and white. This one's just both light blue. And then now you get light blue and orange. Like, I have to showcase it like this just due to the lights. However, the way this is set is that you take the Command Twin cannon and then you slot it into the slot here on the sword. And I'll show that again to show the LEDs. And now we have technically the full form of the raising sword, as the slashings I think are the same, but the LEDs are different. Actually, no, it's a different slash, but the LEDs are basically the same. And now, to complete the transformation, you pull down the lever. Both toys will say full charge, and then the buckle will do the standby, to which then, as you can see the sword pulsating through different LEDs, you want to press, you should press the release button, like so, and then slot this into the desired drawer like so, as both sides are synchronized with the 7 LED, and then just simply push on the lever again. So now we are Geats Command Twin Jet Cannon, as basically whatever side is on the right is the main form and such. And basically just like Fever, if you were to press the jet side, basically because of the fact this track is after the tracks that don't make sounds, it sadly makes it so then Great falls before Hyper. But other than that, on the Kamen side, if we were to press this, we start the standby for the finisher and then just simply pull the lever. And then that's basically it, just because this track doesn't make sounds, just the LEDs aren't correlated to that. And then one last thing we can do is that we can press the button up here to do, again, have the standby and the lights corresponding, and then press the trigger. So this thing does have a 7 LED, it's just, it doesn't really do much. But yeah, you get tactical raising out of that. And one last thing that is advertised is that obviously you can revolve on to now become Command Twin Jet, which is not really anything that different. But anyways, we can now actually use the Tycoon Core ID and then just reset the process. So just this time we'll use this on the right, if it will actually work. So now we are Tycoon raising form, so we can slash our way through to actually unlock the buckle. Actually, wait, I forgot to show this. So if you were to actually, you know, lever it, and then press the trigger, you get another tactical raising with the standby. So just stop it, just do that. Because this time I'll just show that you obviously don't need to do this stuff, because you can easily just simply slot it in like so. So now we are Tycoon Command Twin Jet, and then obviously I'll just do this revolved on. You can just simply do that. You don't have to press it. And I forgot to show this, because this is the same track as Fever. If I were to press this, it basically just, again, it only just says its name. Obviously, these buckles aren't tied to any riders, so we can literally we can become Nago Command Twin, Punk Jack Command Twin. We're not showing this one yet because it's not the right core. So, yeah. So, one last thing to show is that you can insert any buckle to here. So I can put in the jet side, and then get that. And like, I do have to, like, obviously I have to advise you to release the brace buckles with this, because while it is really easy just to, like, it's really easy to pop these out without this button, but if you don't, then you basically lock your way of actually being able to, like, use this button, because this button is what knows that the raise buckle is in. So like, you can use monster, and then just pop it in. And like, honestly, like, these raise buckles look really good in this sword. And such. And then here is Ninja. I feel like this one actually works really well. Obviously, it doesn't know what buckle you're putting in, so it's just kind of like randomness. And then Magnum. However, there are some exceptions. So we'll get some armed weapons. So here's Hammer. These ones are a lot more difficult just because they don't have this section to help you. So you basically have to rely on gripping the lower half. So you basically have to try to grip it from here. And then we have the transition to this. Like, so the Magnum shooter has this thing. You can't clip that in due to clearance issues. However, the beat axe does connect. Yeah, you don't have, like, I mean, you have a way of accessing the button. But yeah, this is just insane overall. And this is the most secure. This is like really secure in there, so that's like a bonus. Anyways, we'll show off the command twin buckles within here. So first of all, like, actually zoom up. So here's the actual proper great sound coming from the actual track itself. Because then if we were to use this one, obviously obviously the case of this one is that because anytime you lever that up, it's just going to do that. But yeah, so trying to set this in. I don't remember if I actually showed the raising or the tactical raising. I hope I did show that within the demo, because that will actually not be good. But yeah, well, first of all, let's just get this still. But overall, like, I think for our first power-up item, I like it. Like, I know most people are not fond about the fact that they're forced to get a weapon, but I mean, I don't mind it because the weapon is tied to how the form is accessed, which I think is really cool. And I just like how just simple formed the two buckles are, because it gives off a unique, unified, mirrored look for the driver. To the point, I don't even mind the fact that they're actually lacking the, like, top thing covering it, because I just like that these two buckles together within the Desire Driver like form like such a really tight fit, like uniform look and such. It might be the most randomly themed motif out of Geats, because honestly I don't get it, because even the next one makes sense, but like I do like this set overall, and it's a smart way of forcing you to get a weapon, but not to the point like you're gonna be upset. Well, in my opinion, I'm not upset about it, and also it's just like I just think um again it's pretty creative, because most of the time we're so used to like just another like a bigger version of a gimmick item being released at this time, but because they already did the fever slot, like I'll honestly take this. I'm running out of time. Gosh darn it. I did get this off of Amazon Japan because I had to get the core ID with this. To which if you did so, then like good on you. But other than that, I think this set should be pretty easy to get for like around like $50 or so. I was gonna run out of time with the if I just continued on with the duration, but yeah, like obviously I should probably talk about the Tycoon core ID. Like, yeah, like I mean, it probably should have been included either in this set or in the Ninja Race buckle. But I mean, I get that they just really want people. Like, I guess they did this because they were really incompetent that people were gonna buy this thing. I don't know why, because it's just like, of course it's a power up item. Of course people are gonna buy it. Yeah, it's not as complex as Fever, but it's still a power up item to extent, and plus this does give us a new sound, so like I don't know why you would not pick this thing up. I don't know, it's Bandai. Like, I think my favorite thing about this form, despite the fact I just feel like it is kind of weird, like or not weird in the extent it doesn't basically correlate with anything established within the show motif motif wise, but like I do like that this form is like universal within all the Riders. I feel like that's like a really cool aspect of this form, as like each Rider gains like an additional like feature with each of their command forms. Like Geats, I think, has an antenna, and then Tycoons is technically the laziest of just being. He just has an entire new helmet as a whole, and then Buffa has like additional like pointy things on the side. It would be cool to see Naga with command, but most likely VSNX. The closest thing we have is a magazine. Like, of a mismatching thing. That's all we have. But other than that, like, I do think that's a cool aspect, which is why I'm not as bothered with command. But yeah, I think that's kind of basically all I can really say about that. Like, I just think it's kind of smart with how Bandai handled this power-up item, because it's something different and unique. And again, just constantly reiterating, it's a smart way of forcing in a weapon, but also at the same time, like just finally getting this ID core out and such. Yeah, I don't think Amazon Japan no longer has bundles with the core ID. I don't think so, but again, like I said in that review, respectively, luckily Tycoon's core ID is cheap, like $7 to $8 in the aftermarket, so you should be good off getting that. Get this thing at your own leisure, just because it is kind of pricey. But I mean, I think this is like, you can also get this in a bundle with the Desire Driver, I believe. I feel like that's probably worthwhile. This is too long. This is right now. Leaving people behind.